So I pour a little bit of tea in, and then this is dangerous. I usually lift the cup up to pour. When the milk is completely full, there's no way I would try this. Halfway full, I can do it. Right, what's everything at? 11,000. Getting close to another oil change. Woke up to a very cold morning this morning. Went in the Walmart parking lot. I went inside to shop, and as I was about to check out, they said the registers were down. Just went down, and that they could be down for up to 2 hours. So here I am walking over to Cashwise across from this highway. It's not I-94. There's supposed to be a Cashwise in this area. They got 2 underground tunnels for me and this nice caged walk-through to get there. Alright, upon approaching Cashwise, there's this construction project going on next to it. With all these crazy poles. What could that be for? They're just poles sitting up. I want to think that it might be like a golf course of some kind, the driving range. Maybe for the yuppies. So I sliced a pumpkin and put it in 2 teapots. The other one's over there. And I boiled it enough so that it's actually soft enough. And I mushed it. And it's not too bad of a texture. I was thinking about throwing it away, but you know, it's not too bad to chew on after 2 boilings for teas. I used it for 2 boilings for teas, and now today's like the 3rd day. I wouldn't boil it a 3rd time because it's soft enough, and I think I could just eat it. It seems fine. It's not really sweet. I guess it'd be this point where I could mix it with like raisins or something. Is there anywhere to plug in? Is there anywhere to plug? Right?
You don't really have heating or anything?
No. Don't want to charge a battery or something? You guys don't do that?
We have a couple outlets around the library if you have your cord and brick.
Well, just like, is there a map for? Or is this a partial closing or what? Or what's? I mean, it's clear that there's no chairs and all that, no tables and stuff. But, is there like areas like are we allowed to walk in between the books? Or, oh, okay.
Everything is pretty much open.
Okay, for walking.
Yep.
Not for sitting, right?
No.
Okay. Nowhere to sit. Alright. And how long has it been like that?
Ever since we reopened.
And that was like in July you reopened?
I believe so. Yep.
July? Okay. Oh. Alright. So yeah, plug in. I could just plug in, but just don't. You know, something that's just like a battery or something, but there's no hanging out or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright. Alright, this Watertown Library doesn't really have partial closing. They have removed chairs and tables, but you can walk around anywhere you want, but you just can't sit down. You can't sit down anywhere. They let you walk around anywhere. There's no partial closing like Williston. I can't use this library though. It's like I'm looking for places to sit down. So the weather and the library have convinced me I should probably drive to Sioux Falls, another 100 miles. I drove 150 miles today straight south, and now I guess I'll look at another 100 miles to see what Sioux Falls is like. Every library is different. Not far from Walmart, this building's supposed to be an art center. It says on the sign in front. Yeah, I was just gonna walk by it, but then I see this pond, and then I recall that, oh, the only light on in the room, or in the building. Then I recall that there on the Google Maps, there's a park dedicated to something, memories or something like that. And it does look pretty neat. And they really built it up with this art center right next to it. It looks like a Capitol building, and it's just an art center. They put out a lot. It must have been, well, a lot of times it was something before it was an art center. Nobody builds an art center like this as the original purpose of it. And it's truly an art center because they don't understand advertising. Redland Art Center, and they're not advertising this big sign to anything because the road is way too far away for anybody from the road to see this. And I don't believe it. A lot of people are walking through this park. It's just a big sign for artistic purposes only. And when you do that, they don't really take into account the value it can create financially. They just think about the art. So I'm only halfway to the road, and it's impossible to see that Redland Art Center sign. Impossible. And I don't really see any real attraction to this park. It's just like a string of sidewalk and gazebos. I don't see much attraction to it. They want to, they're working hard to keep it looking natural, and then overbuilding. It's like a contrast there, a big contrast between over construction and over emphasis on nature. Yeah, these people, I don't know where they got the kind of money they did. I think there was a lot of volunteer work or something. They love to build in this area. Terry Redland. And see, this sign would be hard to see from the road because it's a bad contrast in colors. It's a neat building. It makes you feel like you're on the ocean. But I've never seen a building like this on the ocean before. On the Pacific Ocean. Maybe the Atlantic. These would be the kind of buildings that like ancestors would have built too close to the ocean and have gotten washed out because they didn't plan on how severe sneaker waves and tsunamis can get. Alright, just want to make some comments here about this coffee mix tea. I boiled potatoes with it. Alright, they need one more boiling to be finished, and the taste is not so good. I gotta figure out what do potatoes taste good with if I wanted to continue something like this with a tea form, because they're not so good with catnip, coffee, various herbs in there. Not so good. Wild grass tastes better okay? Wild grass tastes better. Potatoes, not so much. I mean, there's good quality in potatoes. I'm getting that potato water, but wild grass tastes better. I got to figure out what potatoes taste good with. I'm not sure. All right, some comments on this different grass I'm seeing in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I'm at a library, behind the library, yeah, the west side. And I was thinking I'd like to gather some grass for like a tea tomorrow. And this might be the best spot to do it. But what is this stuff? I've never seen this type of grass. I took a stem and chewed on it a little bit. And that was like 15-20 minutes ago, and I feel okay. It breaks easy. Okay. Okay, not that easy. It breaks easier than a reed. I don't believe it's a reed. What is this stuff though? There's different grasses in Sioux Falls that I've never seen before. This one I have seen, and I thought I recall it giving me problems. There is the knapweed, and there's kind of my regular grass, the regular grass that I can pick. And I mean, if I can rip it by hand, that's one of the most ideal things. I think I'm in a park, but I just don't know what this stuff is. So I guess I'd like to take a chance with it. It's all over. I think it's a natural local grass, and I could just, I mean, it's all brown. I kind of like the taste of brown. It's okay. No longer green, but that should be fine. But it's different, and I gotta be cautious. Looks like somebody's cutting, went through and hacked away at them. I don't know if it's a lawnmower. This is just it should be a grass. Just a little nervous about it. Just want to try it in small doses. All right, just got to look around a little bit, around all this brown, and there's this little pit, I guess, where there's plenty of green. I guess I could pull from that. And I think I want to keep a habit. Well, first of all, I would never do anything with this. Gosh, I can't remember what it's called. It's a poison though. The berries are definitely poison. It's like I would never pick from a vine unless if it's a grape. So, but I don't ever want to cut with scissors. If I can't pull it by hand, then I don't want to make a tea out of it. I think that's going to be a rule. Everything needs to be pulled by hand specifically. Alright, so I grabbed some of this grass and put it in my teapot. I gotta take it easy because this stuff has serrated edges. I don't think it's a reed. All these grass, this type of grass. I'm drinking a brown version. I just put some in my mouth and tried it. No immediate effects. It's no No strong immediate effects. Alright, this is Sioux Falls, and these are, was really not much nearby. Bloom site, straight west. See what the closest one is southeast of here. The Blood Run site. Alright. I swear they're adding some kind of a pink tint to the catfish. Here's a clear difference. Same expiration date. This is white and this is pink. Alright, so last night on my 2 a.m., 3 a.m. walk, came across these gloves in a pile next to a bench in between some stores. It looks like it came from a hardware store, but I didn't see any nearby. I'm not sure. Like this was like near Target. I have a pair in my pockets already because they do fit. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5 pairs of these gloves that actually fit and are pretty decent. So thank the person who dropped them. They took. So they took all the tables and chairs, put them in a small room. Alright, I boiled that tall grass, big brown liquid in here. That's a little scary because it's brown. I'm only going to have half of a cup and just wait. Have it with some milk. I'm not going to overdo it this time. It's just to test out this grass. Alright, so this grass has been good for me. Not this stuff on the top, it's the stuff on the bottom. I was a little afraid of it, but it's been it's been an hour and a half. This grass is brown grass. Or those tall grass over there. That's what I picked from pretty much. It seems like it's okay. Because if it's going to make me sick, it's going to hit me right away. And it has not. Alright, I am not considering this Walmart here. It is way too congested down here. I'll go to the furthest south Walmart instead. I believe they got a parking lot guy that drives up and down the lanes and yep, there's his lights. It's congested. There's no way I'm gonna park here. Looks like there's some people, some RVs, they allow it. It's pretty close to downtown. At least between 2 malls, there's a lot of activity, a lot of shopping activity. I mean, you see a lot of specialty. A lot of specialty stores around here, like Barnes and Noble. Very specialized because there's so much activity. I wanted to look at least. I just walked a mile over here from Best Buy. Right, it's the morning time. I'm in a library parking lot. I forget the name of the library. And I feel like toasting some bread. Because I got, what's the name of that grocery store? I walked into a different grocery store, like My View or I don't know, something. And I got some Not that. Some peanut butter. Okay, it's buried a little too far. I can't reach around. I actually got some peanut butter though. Alright, I had to do a little looking, but I found some decent grass, good patch of grass. I suspect that I'm in kind of a sewer. I'm pulling grass from like a sewer because the city is so highly populated. It smells like a sewer. I bet some sewage is getting into this. It's kind of a black pond. The grass is good enough, at least. It looks healthy. Whatever sewage it's sucking up, it doesn't seem to be adversely affecting the healthy pallor of the leaves. Somebody lost a shirt out here. Is it supposed to like be a swear word or something? Out in the woods. Alright, there's a river up on top of that hill. I'm looking at weeds, and I recognize motherworts mostly by the top portions, but the low-lying motherworts, is this motherwort? It's so strange. There's a real broadleaf motherwort. I'm only used to the ones with the narrow leaves on top. I think maybe that sewage has got some kind of change, is changing the structure. Oh, that doesn't even smell like motherwort. Almost like mustard. So I guess that isn't motherwort. And it's a little different looking. And it might be under the influence of something, some chemical, because if this is knapweed, the knapweed's not looking so hot. I think something is changing the structure of the plants. Possibly. I mean, we're pretty close enough to the city where there's all kinds of chemicals being thrown all over. And just a little further down here, I believe this is catnip. Yeah, it feels like it. Oh, it smells like it. There's quite a bit of it too, actually. I wouldn't mind picking some then. There's quite a bit of it. But this other plant is quite curious. Oh man, I can't smell it because the catnip is still on my fingers. That broadleaf would be a risk. That's a very broad leaf for a motherwort. But I guess I've never really seen motherwort so low-lying. And there's other... Oh, it's so weird. You go to different parts of the country and you just get enough of a different version to throw off your confidence in identifying it. Alright, this shelf on a tree caught my eye from a distance. Going in for a closer examination. Yeah, it looks like some kind of a mushroom. It's been here for a while. Oh yeah. It's been here for a while. Yeah, I know. So I actually had a Walmart employee tell me I had to pay for the water. I filled up 2 water bottles. So I spilt the water bottles back into that water thing. It's normally 39 cents a gallon. I just filled up 2 water bottles. They have the drinking fountains closed. This is the first time I've had an employee approach me about taking water, I have to pay for it, so I just returned it, and that was it. I just left, and I don't think they called the cops on me or anything. And then she's just, I don't know, he or she, I couldn't tell, they're so obese. But that's the first. And the water, that water thing, the Primo water is in the front of the store, not like it's normally in the back, so I would get away with taking it if it was in the back. So with it being in the front, I actually had the Walmart employee, a team lead, approach me. All right, getting a little fuel at the Cenex here. It's not too busy. Taking the back roads to Sioux City from Sioux Falls. Okay, so when I'm in idle, I got this rattle. It's this metal thing that's rattling. So I drove out here. It's been very cold and wet all day. I'm just hanging out so I gathered some grass for this teapot. It took a long time this time. I couldn't find very many good blades of grass along the railroad. I know in the springtime it must be just so easy to grab, but now the grass is just in worse and worse shape. But I mean, that's fine. And I'm gonna cook some fish. You see the steam's coming off the top or through the door. It's very steamy because it's so wet. It's extra steamy because of the higher humidity. And then I'm gonna toast some bread and then do the tea. 3 things on that burner. It's gonna take some time. So on the Little League field, winning builds confidence and losing builds character. Yeah, I went that way. All right, I filled the teapot for tomorrow with some clumps of these grass. I had to struggle for one pot. It's way over on the other side, but come over here and I see these nice big clumps of grass on the edge grow tall and green. And also this, I picked some more of these. I picked extra. It's like a different kind of that one plant I know. But these clumps of grass, I think they're pretty safe. If I can pull them by hand, it's pretty good. Could use some burdock seed in there, but it's such a hassle to get them seeds separated from the hairs. Looks like I chose a great time to go back to Walmart. The locals probably know about this and avoid it. So this tower over there is for the TV station. Alright, so this K-Tuff's got the whole office up top of the hill. And I want to take a closer look at something. You can see they got their sign in front. It's a police, or it's the TV station. But over here at the satellite, it's very curious. There's some kind of a screen playing. I just want to get a closer look at who are they entertaining exactly. They got a TV system here. And yeah, of course they're recording me. Blackbird Ben's Casino Sky Cam. 3 o'clock. No, it's not 3 o'clock. And then they got a Canon. So they open this up. It's just like a box. Oh, and they have it attached by cord. Who are they entertaining exactly? Next to the big dish. And it looks like there's quite a few people here. That is weird. Got a TV up here running and nobody watching. So next to this Walmart, I could make a tea out of this corn, and then that field is full of alfalfa. I could boil the alfalfa in a teapot and have corn in, because I can cut that corn up. It grinds up pretty easy in the mortar and pestle. Have the corn in the French press. Have a free tea. Alright, just make a note of what I'm near. I haven't really seen any of this stuff, and I don't really intend to. Dr. Susan. Medicine. Strayed away from her Indian heritage. FIP site. Alright. Alright, I had to use Google Maps to find this spot. And it turned out to be really good for just picking grass. There's plenty of it. Big blades. Very boilable, very friendly to the gut and health in general. And when I pick it, it's really a soft soil, so the whole plants come up when I pick a lot of them. I can't quite pick the cattails though. I'm not too successful. The roots are in there really good. I need to get in the habit of bringing a shovel. I didn't quite expect to see cattail, so I used Google Maps to get out here. Just looking at pictures. It's only like half of a mile a walk from the library. Seemed worth it, even though it's quite wet and my feet are getting wet. Either Nebraska is not in the Halloween mood, or COVID has really had a strong influence on people not putting Halloween decorations in their front yards. It seems so rare, and we're only just over a week before Halloween, and I rarely see any Halloween decorations. So Omaha, Nebraska actually has a city law that says they'll fine you $25 if you don't have a face mask on. And in the past 2 months, not a single person has gotten a ticket. And people have actually argued with cops saying that they will not put a mask on. Not a single person has gotten a ticket. Yet I get arrested and thrown in jail for 6 days in Williston, North Dakota. What's the difference there? And Williston doesn't even have any COVID laws written. Old Fort Kearney. An increase in overland travel after 1842 led to authorization for a chain of military posts across the west to protect the immigrants. Early in 1846, Colonel Stephen Kearney selected the site for the first of these two posts near the mouth of Table Creek, a two-story blockhouse constructed 6 blocks east of here. In September 1847, 3 companies of Missouri volunteers, soldiers arrived, built log huts, spent winter. Alright, I want to just take a peek inside this Craigle windmill. It's not open. I tried the door. This Craigle windmill factory. Don't even need to pay to get in. Sorry about that. Yeah. Alright, we got the empty pool in the winter time. This door looks unlocked. I think somebody's in here though. Yeah, there must be, because... Is that a quarter? Huh. Yeah. Might have something tonight. It's called the Steinhardt Lodge, and there's nobody parked around here. I don't know why it's all open and unlocked and nicely heated and all this cold. They just kind of leave it open. So what exactly was the purpose of the military? Pretty much to fight off the Indians, the savages. Why else would you need the military? Was Europe a threat? China? No cost. Wow, what a deal. Didn't pay a dime for the land. Something about an underground railroad. I didn't really catch any information about shipping slaves or whatever. Yeah, you can see it talks about Mayhew Cabin and Underground Railroad. That sign has seen better days. And then something about John Brown. The John Brown Cabin looks a little toasted. See, when you go to Boise, Idaho, and look at their African American Museum, there is no mention of this. Instead, they focus on sports and music. What about this? Say that there's this located here. It's a good distance away, but still kind of relevant. You know, there are still people out there today who would have no problem having slaves. You know, they exist. They didn't like die out. In turn, there might be people who really wouldn't mind being slaves. There's the opposite extreme at every end. But it's just interesting. Who would those type of people be? The ones that would have no problem having like 50 slaves, think nothing of it, actually really enjoy it. This one's pretty good. Big old spider on their roof. Alright, so I guess I'm going south to Auburn. South on 75. And then there appears to be maybe, oh, this is somebody's house. Somebody's driveway. Looks like it's a bicycle trail. See a house up there. It's more likely a driveway. It's like that at the other abandoned house next to Walmart. They have no trespassing signs. It looks abandoned. I'd really like to sneak over. Alright, so I'm in this no trespassing area, but there's no trespassing signs from the gas station. So I'm keeping my distance from these houses. There's certainly activity. Well, I mean, not actual motion activity. They I think they mow this lawn. They hay it, maybe. Yeah, it's so hard to tell, that house. I think my best guess would be that it's abandoned, because they have to put that no trespassing sign up. And there's just so much growth around it. But I mean, somebody's like just protecting it. It looks like the windows might be busted out. It's such a protected house because it's on top of the hill overlooking Walmart. I'm like avoiding, but really, Walmart mows to here. Clearly, you could see the line. So this, even though they have their sign, maybe this isn't Walmart's property up here. I don't know. Let's just assume that I'm thinking that this is. Yeah, that looks so abandoned. The barn. I mean, they got a couple of signs. Okay, here we go. I might see a car. Yeah, the home. I smell burning. The home looks abandoned. This old shed is caved in. Old big old garage. Yeah, they're not exactly mowing all around the house. Yeah, they have a lot of stuff in here. Yeah, I really don't see anybody around. Silos, really dark. The darkest silos I've ever seen. Yeah, various stuff. I can't tell. I think that house might have occupants. There's no sign of a vehicle. What an interesting house, though. It really looks abandoned and well protected with the no trespass. It'd be just pretty much just being on top of the hill. Just being on top of the hill is a real advantage for deterring people, as criminals tend not to climb hills. But I mean, there's still like legal rights for visitors, for door-to-door salesmen. But yeah, right at the very bottom they have a couple of signs say no trespassing. And I think it's like this driveway is a part of Walmart's property or something. You see a clear difference in the mow patterns. Very interesting setup. Alright, I'm gonna get a closer look at this, I don't know, this pit. It's behind the Walmart. There's a lot of interesting stuff around the Walmart. Left to the forest. There's a house actually up on top of a hill, so it could be their property. Looks like maybe they had some kind of a shed here. Alright, not much to it, just a foundation. And then, yeah, people, they got a fence up. People live over there. Walmart just over here. Alright, looking at this from another angle, I didn't even notice this pump as I was walking up. I believe it's a pump. Some kind of maybe a water pump. Hand pump. And then over here there's just a barrel sitting in the ditch along with other trash.